the moment, it has to be said.
We do. They will be there and will be officially opening the event, and we have loads and loads of music, dance, performance of all kinds, including poetry. We've got food from different cultures. Food. All different kinds of food. Yeah, food.
I know you said you had other stuff.
And I'm aiming to get 50 cultures represented to celebrate again.
Celebrate Milton Keynes 50. Do you know what? If you try to do that in any other town in the country, I don't think you'd do it. But here, I think you will manage to find 50 cultures.
We're doing well so far. Doing well.
6?
So, no, way more than that.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've got some fabulous stuff going on, of course, Milton Keynes.
We have, always.
Do you know what we're bad at, though?
Marketing.
Yeah, we just don't tell anybody we're here, do we? It took us 25 years to get on a weather map. So and do you know what? Even now, today, things like, when you're filling the form, and it says your location, I never know what to put. What are we? Because you get Midlands. We're a bit south to be Midlands, I think.
Yeah, I do too.
East Anglia. Not really further enough across, are we?
We're not east enough, are we?
No.
To be east enough.
London. We're a little bit too far out to be London. And then the next category, the other way, is kind of Oxfordshire, Berkshire. And it's like, hello? What about us in Milton Keynes? Where are we? Who are we? So I never know what to put. So if you do know what to put, please do drop me a line, david@eclecticsounds.org, or tweet me at transition1055, or Facebook me or any of the others. Because I don't actually know what the official thing for us is. What do you put?
I usually just put Milton Keynes, or if I have to pick a county, I'll pick Buckinghamshire.
Yeah, but if they don't give you that option, if all you get is Midlands, East Anglia,
I leave it blank.
You leave it blank. Yeah.
I don't think we fit in that category.
Well, we don't, do we?
No.
We buck all the trends.
Yeah.
Recession bites hard in the country.
And we like bucking trends.
We're very good at it. We have an incredibly diverse community. We have an awesome Medway. We had Liz Brown in a few weeks ago, who's our parenting teacher expert, Liz is. So Liz is somebody I went to school with, actually, who has been a teacher. She's also been what's Amy in Big Bang? No, she's a brain person. Liz is a microbiologist, that's it. So Liz has been a microbiologist, and she had kids, became a teacher, and now she works at a school in Milton Keynes as their senior lab technician, device type thing. So Liz comes in and talks to us all about how to get the kids back to school and how not to kill them in the 6 weeks of holiday. I have to say, actually, looking out my front door at the moment, you look across the boulevard, the main road, on Braddock Common, and you look across there, and there's always cars parked on it at the moment. It used to be, and it took me till yesterday to realise it's good we've had a new play area installed. It's amazing.
That's good.
So, and actually, it was Hannah who was here before, put out on social media the other day looking for play parks. Where are the? I'm sure it's Hannah. Where are there parks in Milton Keynes? There's hundreds of them.
Yeah, there are.
We've got the pirate ship on Fishmead, which is brilliant. There's an archway that talks to you on Connyborough.
Is there?
There is. I've driven past it hundreds of times, and it's this orange arch that just goes up and down. It's a big orange thing with a white thing. I couldn't work out what it was. It's in the play park, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, but what is it? It's got no swings on it, no slides on it. So it was when the Pokemon Go craze was out, and me and my wife were being incredibly grown up one day, and we drove around Milton Keynes hunting Pokemon, which was great fun, and we ended up in Connyborough, and I said, I need to know what that does. So I got out of the car, nothing too strange, and it talks to you, and it's got little markings on the floor, and you can play little games with it. I was there for ages. Great fun.
Oh, sounds good.
It's probably not the most grown up I've ever been in my life, but it was really, really good, and I enjoyed it. So yes, we have some awesome parks scattered across Milton Keynes. And parks. I've never lived anywhere like this. I've been here since 92.
I've been here since 1985.
Wow. Changed a little bit then.
Changed quite a lot.
Because there wasn't much here in 85. Well,
No.
I suppose there was. You had the city. The OU, of course, were here.
Yeah. And then you've got Bletchley one end.
Yeah.
And then
Stony
you've
the other.
got the old bit, Stony the other end.
Yeah.
and there wasn't too much in the middle.
No, I remember coming up here as a kid. My grandparents used to bring me up here to go shop.
In fact, when I moved here, we still had a cinema in Bletchley.
Yes, indeed, I remember that.
Yeah.
I never went there, but I do remember it being there. And I remember the Point being a big deal when it opened, because of course it was the first multiplex in the country, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think before the Point cinemas, a big cinema would have 3 screens. Bedford, which is my local cinema, had 2. But one of its screens, what was it? Cocktail. I went there to see Cocktail. And it's the only time it had usually you'd go and you'd sit in the bottom, but it was an old theatre. So it had 2-tier seating, and for Cocktail, both tiers were full. And then it had screen 2, which was not much bigger than this. It was quite bijou. And now, of course, we have 2, possibly 3 cinemas in Milton Keynes. We've got now. We've got 2 big multiplexes, and I'm sure I heard another one opening somewhere.
I think you're right. I don't know where it is, but I think you're right.
It's part of the new development. I know where it is. It's part of the new development coming off the back of the Into. The new bit for those who live in Milton Keynes.
Yeah,
the new bit. Off the back of that, which I believe is going over towards the Point area. Is it encompassing some of that? And that's having a bespoke cinema in there, which I think will be really, really good. It amazes me that we support 3 cinemas.
Yeah.
We are 250,000 people. Last figures in the last census, 250,000 people live and work in Milton Keynes, and we bus in 150,000 every weekend. That's the bit that amazes me, that our population grows by 150,000. Where? Where do they all go? Because you can wander around Milton Keynes and feel like you're in the middle of the countryside. Especially on the railway, such a big fair.
Although you can wander around the middle of the centre of Milton Keynes and feel like you're on Oxford Street in London.
Yes. Yeah, I used to love going London shopping. There's no draw to it at all now, because we've got everything that they've got. In fact, some of the flagship stores are actually here and not there, which is Let's travel all the way down to London to go to a non-flagship store when we go. Have you got that in? Oh, we've got it in our Milton Keynes branch. You didn't just say that to me, did you? Please tell me you didn't say that. So yes, it's great to have another programme coming on board with us. That's going to highlight yet another area of the fantastic diverse culture we do have.
Definitely.
I'm going to watch the documentary just to see.
Well, take a look. There are different views about it.
Yeah, I've been following it on social media today, and a lot of people are saying, what?
I saw that too.
But I haven't seen it. I suspect he has perfectly valid comments. I remember when I moved up here, actually, the one thing that stood out to me was there's no local pub.
Mm.
There are. Every pub has an estate, but every pub has an estate. Every estate has a pub, but they just don't quite manage to capture that local feeling. I don't know why. I suspect, if I'm honest, it's a time thing, because the pub world doesn't exist in the way that it did exist, does it? A pub, I mean, bar snacks when I was going, that was the best you got, was a packet of pork scratchings really, and some dry roasted peanuts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now you can't run a pub without food. I don't think we did have. Do you remember when the pub on down in Milton Keynes Village, we had a Star Trek pub there for a while, didn't we?
I vaguely remember.
Yeah.
Shaggy's not my thing, so I wouldn't have gone there.
But it was down there. I don't think I ever went to it. I just remember it being there and thinking, really? But there's a few of us here that would have, tried stuff down there. We have New Boy Dom, who yet again is absent. He is a student. He's on holiday. He has finished his internship, so I suppose I should let him away with it. But he's off. He's been on holiday last week, and he's a big Doctor Who fan. In fact, he announced Doctor Who on Christmas Day 2 years ago on BBC One. He's one of the guys that came out of the TARDIS and said his piece. And I think he's actually playing Doctor Who in a private presentation. You know the fans that make their own stuff. I think Dom's actually being a doctor in that, but he'll come on and talk to us more about that, I'm sure, in the near future. Anything you would like to plug, my dear, because we're nearly out of time.
No, I've plugged the Festival of Inclusive Theatre, so if any creatives or volunteers, we're going to need an awful lot of help to get this off the ground, because we've got the 50 Dishes dinner on the Friday evening, we've got creative workshops, everything theatre. So we'll be doing makeup, we're doing costumes, we'll have a fashion show. We've also got musical performances. and drama, of course. And then on Sunday, we'll be finishing off with a concert called Sing for Dementia.
Oh, that sounds brilliant.
Yeah, so we'll be having some very special guests performing and also some very special guests in the audience who have been invited particularly because of the dementia angle.
Which is a big deal at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We're having to address... we were talking just beforehand, weren't we, that if you put all three of us that were in the studio together, we might just scrape one working, functioning dog.
We may indeed.
I'm not saying it'd be a good one, but we might be able to scrape something vaguely together.
And actually, I say it's a concert, it's going to be a big knees up. Because it's going to be very audience participation focused.
Oh, we like audience participation here at Seclo.
So, and it's a good way to finish off the weekend.
Yes, and why not? I'll be honest, as I've got older, I used to absolutely love going out on Saturday night. As you get older, suddenly you start to think...
It's not, is it?
Oh, it's so nice sitting at home, isn't it?
In fact, I'm so old now that I even say in September, I'm not going out tonight, it's Strictly. How sad am I?
Oh no, I'm following honestly, the Strictly stuff. We did a show last year where I themed, well, I didn't theme, but my playlist for 6 weeks came from Strictly. So the songs they used at the weekend, I put together as a playlist and played it on a Thursday, which was a bit of fun. And do you know what? I really enjoyed doing it.
Yes, absolutely.
I get hooked on it.
So do I.
The first time we watched it, we went, why would anybody watch this? And it was Jill Halfpenny's Jive that made me go, that's actually really cool. Because ballroom dancing is strange, isn't it? It's not cool to be learning to ballroom dance, but it is really cool if you can.
Yeah.
There's a party for you today. I've got a friend actually who's went to dance school. Went to school with Michael Rowe. He's over in China at the moment, I believe.
Oh.
Which is great. Troll through his friends list, and there's all the Strictly slopes. I know someone that knows someone that knows someone. Yeah, no, not really. And I remember he was a dancer when we were at school, and I've watched stuff since he's turned pro. He's amazing. He really is absolutely amazing, as are all of the Strictly dancers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got quite a new lineup this year as well.
Yes.
No Joanne Clifton.
No, sad.
She's a bit of a favourite of mine. No, Miss Joanne. No, Natalie.
No.
She was with Baby, I do believe.
Is she?
I believe she is. She might be. One of them is anyway.
I know she got engaged.
To a guy she met on the train.
Really?
There you go.
Oh.
How sad am I? Seriously.
Bit like Breathing Cancer all over again.
Trending down with the kids. Yeah, right. We can have an entire show dedicated to talking about Strictly. It's addictive though, isn't it?
Very.
When you consider it started off as a comic relief show that was only going to be one run, and it was just going to make money for, was it comic relief or the other one?
Well, they do both
children
now,
in need.
don't
They
they?
do both
Yeah.
now, yeah. It's
think
children in
children
need,
in
wasn't it?
need,
Children
yeah.
in need, yeah. And that's when they started it, and it's become one of the biggest grossing productions for the BBC, and sold all over the world.
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars is
Absolutely.
when it started here, as a joke. But then, you know, I remember being a kid and watching Come Dancing when it was on telly. Not because it was good, but because there was absolutely nothing else to watch.
I'm not saying a word.
It's amazing how you look back at your TV in your youth and you go, but there was some really, really good stuff going on there. And you watch it again now and you go, there really wasn't very much that was very, but there wasn't very much. And it's amazing how stuff could be good when there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really, it was awful telly. 3 channels.
That's right.
I remember when Channel 4 came on, it caused us a big problem in our house because our TV only had 3 buttons. And the kids' duty, our duty as the kids, if somebody wanted to watch something on Channel 4, we had to go and rejig the telly. That's turning the dial until you got a picture, you know. What's on Channel 4? Yeah, which of course started with no adverts.
Indeed.
Which I always thought was very strange. Jim, this is your 7-minute warning. This is your 7-minute warning, Jim. If you're not in our Links Data Network studio, you probably ain't going to make drive time, are you, Jim? So if you're in the car and you're driving along, hurry. If you're in Bletchley and you see Jim Cleveland driving along on his way to the Links studio, stop him, get his autograph, make him feel special.
And late.
And late. And then I can happily say it was nothing to do with me. Jimmy Gould also does a disco show with us as well. Can't keep it away. He's actually been at the station a very long time. He's here before me.
Oh wow. Long time.
Yeah, then left for a while and came back. Great guy. Learned a lot from Jim. 6 minutes. I did this once to Dom and he just crumbled. He was doing the weather. And I was doing drive time, Dom was doing the weather. And I counted down every 10 seconds. I'm sorry, Dom, I couldn't resist. What else we got coming up next week? Next week we've got our A-level results special. I know it sounds a bit weird doing it a week apart, but I want to hear from all of you that have received your A-levels today. Did you get what you wanted? Are you going through clearing? Remember, if you didn't hit the grades that you wanted, don't worry. Phone the unis, talk to people. I go through clearing. I've never had to do it. I have no idea how you do it. I just get Tommy knockers in my head when I hit clearing and the trees and everything disappearing, and I'm sure it's not like that. It's not like that, is it? Did you go to uni?
I went to North London Poly, but it's a uni now.
Yeah. I was talking to the interns that we had up here that were at this university, Bedford University, Luton branch, which I remember as the college, and I can't remember what it was called, and the Bedford branch is Mander College. So yeah, they were both polys. Well, they were colleges, but they had been polys. But
I echo what you say. If you didn't get what you need, or what you wanted, or what you were expecting, it's not the end of the world.
No. If there's something about you that attracts somebody, you'll be surprised. And it's a good experience for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, knock on doors, ask the question. Don't panic. Go to your first choice uni first and say,
I didn't get this, but I might have got that.
Yeah, there was something you liked about me, and it's that something worth more than.
And if you want to do something badly enough, you'll find a way.
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I stumbled around numerous jobs until I ended up doing this. Did you?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Did you?
I
think you'd have been a very good teacher.
Well, I'm a trainer now, so I'm kind of hoping I
am
quite
good at it. Isn't it,
yeah.
Really? I remember starting to study for teaching and thinking, actually, I've got a load of unique skills I can bring to teaching, but if I qualify and become a teacher, I can't use any of them. Hence, I went down the young enterprise route and volunteered and got involved with education.
Absolutely. Well, I was told I couldn't be a teacher because it was too physical, and I've got a physical disability, which is, what you get told sometimes. Don't let those things put you off, is all I would say.
Absolutely.
Don't
overcome
let those things
them.
Put you off. They're a challenge. Challenges are to be overcome.
And on that note, I think that's a brilliant place to end the show for today. Jim, over to you in 3 minutes and 40 seconds-ish over at Link Studio. From me, David Stimson here at UCMK. It's that time of day again, I'm afraid. Pandora will be coming to the air shortly. September, we're thinking.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, I am David Stimson. This has been Transition, and you are listening to Seclo 105.5. Jim, get ready.
At 8 p.m. on Seclo 105.5, you can hear the very best in disco, soul, and funk music.
That's us out.
For 1 hour.
Did you learn what you need to learn?
To be honest, I think I was literally talking there. I spoke too much, so what can I say?
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Right.
I found that quite relaxing watching him do it. You're so natural with it.
It's really not that hard. I've got a bit of Lydia singing for you.
I've heard it before. 'Cause I know where you have got to, but where have you been to before? The look that you keep in your eyes, such a fragile disguise.
Right, I'm leaving you those things there.
I'm going to follow you out.
Oh, all right.
I'm just stopping that broadcast.